Darrol Schroeder, and I grew up in Davenport, North Dakota. I went to Fargo Fargo Central to high school, and during that time the Guard was being organized, 1947, and about a good number of us from Fargo Central, Everett Bruss was one, we joined the Guard in 47. I think it was August of 47. So I was enlisted in maintenance as a so-called mechanic, I guess. Worked for Fred Quam for a while, and he was a master sergeant. I was a one-striper. You know, all the senior people were all World War II veterans, so it was a pretty nice time for us young ones to get into the Guard unit. Then I went to ROTC in college and graduated in '52. Went to pilot training, so I dropped out of the unit to go to pilot training, and was on active duty for about 5 years. During that time I flew the F-86s, Europe, Africa, France, Germany mainly. And after about 16 moves in a little over 5 years, I decided the Guard was a pretty good place to come back and fly airplanes, so I came back and rejoined the Guard, and we had the F-94 then. So it's the first time I had flown with someone in the back seat, and we had single-seat F-86s, so we had a Wizzo or an RO at that time. And 94 was a fun airplane. It was a 94C that they had. So I remember one memorable trip. They asked for a flyover at the Highway 94 dedication at Valley City. The governor and all the congressmen delegation were there. Mac was leading, Flesland on the one wing and Charlie Finnegan on the other wing, and I was in the slot. And we came over the stand at about not much over a couple hundred feet. And we made a turn and came around for a second pass and lit the afterburners. And I think that everybody kind of went down on their knees on the stand. It was a lot of noise for them. But I had a back seater. They asked me if I'd give a passenger a ride, which I didn't care to do because of a flyover like that wouldn't be really a lot of fun for some passenger. But this young man was a second lieutenant. He was an Army recruiter. He'd never been in an airplane before. And it was a pretty tough ride for him, but he made it through. But I don't think he'll ever get another airplane again. So that was a memorable trip. I flew all of them, right through the F-16. I flew the F-16 a little bit. And my last assignment was, I was the assistant, Air Guard assistant to the commander of USAFE over in Europe. I had that assignment for about 5 years, so I got to fly a number of different airplanes that were assigned to USAFE. So I flew the F-15, the F-16, and A-7, and so, but one of my favorites in the Guard was the F-4. That was a nice airplane. I flew those. I think we had the F-4 for close to 10 years, if I remember. So I flew the F-4 during all that time. Flew fighters my whole career. Flew the F-4 on my retirement day, legally.